Why is this woman smiling? She's shopping at Whole Foods and she's paying more than she needs to for groceries. Yet she doesn't seem bothered by it. In fact, she seems delighted. Why is this? Today we'll be talking about brands and how they earn brand loyalty. But first, we have to answer a very important question. What is a brand? Is it a name, a logo, a slogan? Is it advertising? Or is it the sum total of a company's marketing communications? Please don't answer, because it's a trick question. In truth, for years, wise and learned men and women have been studying branding. And guess what? They can't agree on a definition of brand. Your opinion on the matter seems to be determined by your own background and experience. Some years ago, my company, Boardwalk, determined to solve this problem. We took an afternoon off to draft the ultimate definition of the modern brand. We thought it would take a couple of hours, but it took about 10 years. As we solved more branding challenges, our understanding of branding deepened, and we found we had to continually revise our definition. But about 5 years ago, we noticed we weren't revising it anymore. This is about the best definition of the modern brand that we can find. But as accurate as it is, we can't really use it. We don't really talk this way with our clients. We needed a colloquial version of this. We needed to simplify this definition to use it in a sentence. So we started paring away everything that wasn't absolutely essential. That took about another year, but we finally got it down to 6 words. A brand is a promise kept. If you memorize those 6 words, you will know everything you really need to know about branding. Let me illustrate with a personal story. Years ago, when I was much younger, I decided to drive to the West Coast to make a life for myself. On my way out of town, I stopped at my aunt's house to say goodbye. She had a parting gift for me, a book of coupons for this place. I had not been planning to eat at McDonald's for every meal, but it was a very considerate gift, and I did end up eating there quite a bit. In fact, by the end of the second day of driving, if I saw a sight like this, I would actually start to salivate. I could really taste the burger. I could smell the salty fries. I could feel the texture of the milkshake. That's the promise McDonald's makes. It may not be the best food in town, but it's real tasty, and it's exactly the same at every location. McDonald's makes lots of little promises that they roll up into one big promise they call the McDonald's experience. It needs no description, we all know what it is. But you can't just make a promise. A brand is a promise kept. And on this trip I learned just how masterful McDonald's is at keeping their brand promise. Mile after mile, state after state, time zone after time zone, at any location you walk into at any time of day or night, they delivered the McDonald's experience, exactly as promised. Because McDonald's is fanatical about keeping the brand promise. If a franchisee gets lazy, starts to let the bathrooms get dirty, the corporate office will swoop right in and fix that fast. They'll retrain the franchisee or even fire him if need be. Anything to protect and fulfill the brand promise. Why are they so obsessed? Because it's money. There are models for estimating the value of mature companies. Let's assume McDonald's fits the average breakdown. It's probably at least close. McDonald's is worth about $100 billion, give or take a couple $100 million. If the model fits, tangible assets account for about 20% of the company's worth. This is all the real estate, the buildings, the signage, the vehicles, the furniture, fixtures, and equipment. Anything they own that can be touched, 20%. The next 12% is the value of intangible assets. Their trademarks, copyrights, recipes, jingles, everything they own that can't be touched. The remainder, the biggest chunk by far, the last 68%, well, that would be their brand value. It's worth more than 3 times the value of all their tangible assets. No wonder McDonald's will stop at nothing to always deliver on their brand promise. So here's how it works. McDonald's promises that they will always deliver the McDonald's experience. The rightly skeptical market says, okay, McDonald's, let's see how you do. But then they do deliver, consistently, over time. Gradually, the general public rewards them with brand loyalty. And in that space, in that reciprocal relationship, in that covenant, that's where the brand lives. And even though they get credit for it, in a way it's nothing that McDonald's actually owns. It is the bond they share with their customers, who are equal partners and now emotionally invested. That's why a definition of brand is so elusive. The McDonald's name, the logo, all the advertising and PR, they're extremely important, but they are not the brand. They support the brand, they help communicate the brand promise, they extend the brand experience off-site. But the brand is the bond between the company and the customer. And in McDonald's case, that's worth about $68 billion. So what does this mean to you? Well, if you make the right brand promise, and if you always deliver on it without fail, you too will enjoy brand loyalty. Of course, the tricks are to figure out 1, what your brand promise really ought to be, and 2, to whom should you be promising? But we'll save those questions for another day. In the meantime, if you remember that a brand is a promise kept, you're well on your way to earning customers like this one, who is delighted to pay a premium for your goods and services. And who knows, you may even get some of us to salivate over your offerings.